And just because you don't necessarily see the path there doesn't mean all is lost. Hey there, Scorpio, and welcome to your week of November 1st, 2021 general tarot reading. We're going to be looking at your energy coming into this week, some challenges you might be facing, as well as some possible outcomes for you. We're going to do some clarifiers for all those cards, and we're going to tie everything off with an oracle card at the end of the video, so you're going to want to stick around for all that. Thank you so much for being here, Scorpio. These are general readings, though, so just remember that some, all, or none of this may resonate with you. If it resonates, great. That's awesome. If it doesn't, then just leave it. It's just not your message. So thank you again for being here, Scorpio. Let's see what we got for you, all right? Three of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Five of Swords coming in for you here, Scorpio. So, some big time celebrations here with the Three of Cups. You know, your friends, your family, your community coming together, supporting you, celebrating. Just a joyous time here. I like that. We got the Five of Swords here as well. Maybe this is giving you some extra motivation and making you a little bit driven here at this time to really go out and accomplish what you want, because you know you have all these people supporting you. So that's wonderful as well. And we also got the Ace of Pentacles here. I feel like that's you really starting up something new and something you're seriously planning, and you're looking forward to the future to, you know, grow this pentacle into more, you know, have a ton of abundance in your life here. And it's important that you do plan for it, because you can see through this archway here, there are some mountains here, and mountains are big time challenges to climb. You know, it's a big achievement when you can get to the top of the mountain. And so it just says here with the Ace of Pentacles, plan as best as you can, right? Do what you can for the planning process. You obviously can't plan for everything, and don't try to, but plan as much as you can. Try to get ready for the fact that there are going to be challenges here that you are going to have to face. And the better prepared you are, the better off you'll be. So that's what we got there. So let's take a look at some possible challenges. Oh, we got cards flipping all over through the deck here. But let's take a look at some possible challenges here for you, Scorpio. See what might be trying to hinder you this week, all right? Let's see. We got the Temperance card. We got the Nine of Pentacles. And we got two that wanted to come out here. We got the Page of Cups and the Emperor. All sorts of fire signs here for you in your challenge positions. We have the Temperance and the Emperor, sign of Sagittarius and Aries, respectively. So you may have those in your chart. You might be dealing with one of those as well. But here with Temperance, it feels like you're very rigid at this time. Possibly not being flexible enough, not being experimental enough, not trying new things, very much trying to make that square peg go in the round hole, that kind of a thing here. Could also just be a Sagittarius getting in your way. Maybe they're giving you some grief this week here as well, or they have been for a long time now. We got the Nine of Pentacles here, just not enjoying the work you've been putting in. You know, maybe this is gonna feel like it's a lot of hard work and you're not eventually gonna get to that point, but you're gonna be struggling for a while on it. We also got the Page of Cups here. Page of Cups represents opportunities. You may feel like opportunities are slipping you by at this time. Could also just be someone a little younger than you. Could be giving you some trouble as well in whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're trying to start up. Maybe there's someone giving you a bit of trouble here at this time. So yeah, like I say, it could be a Sagittarius, could be a water sign as well. You know, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, yourself, giving you some grief here as well. But yeah, I just feel like you need to keep your eyes open for opportunities. Don't let them slip you by at this time. Don't let opportunities slip you by any time, but especially this week, pay attention, right? They might not be as obvious as you think. And we've also got the Emperor here in your challenge position. Could be an Aries you might be dealing with here, giving you some trouble. Someone a little more mature than you, a little older than you, or maybe just in an authoritative position. This person could be giving you some grief. Could also just be saying you feel like you're not as powerful as the Emperor, right? You feel like you don't have that kind of strength, that commanding authority that the Emperor has, right? So that could be some trouble for you as well. But let's take a look at some possible outcome cards here for you and see what we might have here for you, Scorpio. Hopefully something good to get you through here, all right? We got Pisces coming in with the Moon. We got the Five of Cups. And we got the Five of Pentacles as well. All sorts of fives here for you. 3 fives, in fact. Got the 5 of swords, the pentacles, and cups here. The only thing we're missing is the 5 of wands. Now, fives are generally conflicts in tarot, so this could be a very confrontational week for you, or just a week of a bit of strife or a bit of turmoil for you. Hopefully nothing too bad, but we have these two in your resolution position. We can talk a little bit more about them in a positive way. So we'll start off though with the moon, and the moon is a sign of Pisces, so you may have Pisces in your chart, or you might be dealing with a Pisces as well. But the moon represents partial illumination, so not being able to see all ends, and who can, right? Nobody can see the future, nobody can see at all ends, so don't worry about that. So just because you can't see the end results, you can't see where the road is taking you, doesn't mean it's not a path worth walking. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily a dangerous one. Now, I mentioned partial illumination because we have this person here with the 5 of cups. Now, these 3 cups have been knocked over, but there's still cups behind them. And this is what I'm talking about with partial illumination. This person's only focused on what they can see, which is the 3 cups that have been knocked over, right? That's all they care about. Oh, excuse me. But behind them are 2 still full cups. And there's also a bridge here, more importantly, that leads to this town in the distance. Like, they're still going to get to where they want to go, just not in a way that they thought. But the thing is, you got to be willing to, go out there and accept that you need to be flexible, right? I talked about how the temperance card here, you might be having trouble being flexible at this time, trying to make that square peg fit in the round hole. This is what the 5 of cups wants you to do. Wants you to be flexible, that you'll still get the same end result, but just not the same way you thought you would, right? You doing a different method at this time. So again, just because you don't necessarily see the path there doesn't mean all is lost. So I like that. And speaking of not seeing things, we got this 5 of Pentacles here as well. These 2 people walking out in the cold, they don't see that this church is next to them, that if they were to ask for help, help is there, right? And that's the same for you. Help is probably there for you. You just need to be willing to ask for it. Maybe this is a week where you feel like you need to do everything on your own, right? You do have this wonderful supporting cast in here with your friends and your family back here. I feel like you can ask them for help. You can ask them for shelter from the cold, right? You can ask them to help you work through this. And that might be a challenge for you this week. Scorpio, I was going to call you Pisces there, but that might be a challenge for you this week, Scorpio, is asking for help, right? Just ask them for a hand. And it's, everyone needs help from time to time. There's no shame in it, right? We're not all, no man is an island, as they say. No person is an island. So don't worry about it, right? You're strong. Nobody's going to deny that, Scorpio, but sometimes you need to go out there and ask for a little bit of help from time to time. So let's take a look at your clarifiers. That was a lot of cards. But let's take a look at your clarifiers here, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Remember, we're tying everything off at the end with an oracle card after these. After these clarifiers. So you're going to want to stick around for that. And thank you again for being here, Scorpio, for making it this far. And let's see what we got here for you, all right? We got you, Scorpio, the Death card. Beautiful. We got the 6 of Swords. And we got the 8 of Wands. All right, things moving quick here. Oh, still got a little bit of a bug myself. Maybe it's the cold weather bringing it out of me. I don't know. But we got you, first of all, Scorpio, the Death card. Doesn't mean there's going to be a death here for you, but the Death card is a card of cycles coming to an end, the death of something, and the beginning of something else, right? When you come up in your own reading, Scorpio, as you have here as the Death card, that's really strong. That means you're standing in your power. So yes, like I said, you're very strong. You're very strong at this time, but sometimes even the strongest of us need some help. So don't be afraid to ask for it, right? And I'm sure people will be willing to help you out. Like I say, you have this big supporting cast back here with the 3 of Cups. So that's beautiful. And 6 of Swords, you're in a rough patch now, but we're heading towards calm waters here. As you can see, there's some calm waters in the distance. We just got to make it out of the rough patch that we're going through at the time, right? But I feel like it's not going to last long. The 8 of Wands is here. It's the second fastest card in the deck. The only thing faster than it is the Chariot. That's Cancer's card. So I just feel like things are going to be moving along very quickly for you. You're strong enough to make it through this, but you might need that extra little bit of a push from a friend of yours or a family member or somebody you know in general. So that's awesome. So let's take a look at some possible clarifiers for your challenges, Scorpio. See what's going on there. See if we can get any more details. Got the 4 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Three of Wands. All right. Again, I was talking about opportunities, seizing opportunities here. Three of Wands can also be that card, can represent you kind of missing the boat, you missing an opportunity, right? Usually it depicts someone standing on the edge of a cliff watching some ships out at sea, and it can go one of two ways. One being your ships are coming in, or it can be the opposite where you miss the boat, you miss the opportunity. So again, I feel like opportunities, you have to keep your eyes, really keep your head on a swivel this week for opportunities to, advance your, whatever you're trying to advance, or improve whatever you're trying to improve. Really keep your eyes open for that. You got the Hierophant here as well, a sign of Taurus. You may have Taurus in your chart, might be dealing with a Taurus, but the Hierophant is all about learning. And I feel like, again, this is going to be a real challenge for you to learn that you need to be flexible. You need to learn that you need to keep your eyes open for opportunity at all times. Need to learn that, doing it the one way all the time isn't going to be the way to go. A friend of mine once told me that every problem looks like a nail when all you have is a hammer, right? Like, so, it doesn't matter what you're using, everything looks like a nail when all you're using is a hammer. That's kind of something I feel like you need to learn, is like there's more than one way to do things here. Four of Cups too, I feel like you're very dissatisfied at this time too. This week is going to be a very dissatisfying week when you're kind of, it sucks when we feel like we know something and it's so, it can be so ingrained in us, or it can feel like it is such a part of us, or it can feel like, this is all I've ever known, or this works every other time, or something like that. And then it turns around and it's like, well, there's that easier way to do this. I know for me, that's like, you son of a bitch. That's like, damn it. Why wasn't I doing this earlier? And it's hard to kind of want to, admit that you have been doing things in a less optimal way, or, what I mean, like in a less functional way, or you've been doing things the hard way, or what have you, right? So let's take a look. Let's look at your clarifiers for your outcome cards here as well. Scorpio, let's see what we got. We got Seven of Wands, the Lovers, and the Ace of Swords. Fantastic. Ace of Swords saying you can overcome any challenge you face. You've got it in you. Obviously you do. You've got you coming up in your own reading. You're very powerful at this time. And yes, of course you can overcome any challenge you face. Normally the Ace of Swords is depicted as being over top of some mountains. As we talked about here earlier with the Ace of Pentacles, there are mountains here. So it's to say, like, you can overcome any challenge you face, right? Obviously, you should plan for those challenges, as the Ace of Pentacles says, but you also have it in you to overcome them naturally. But planning will just make it easier on you, of course. Two aces in a reading also is sort of like a yes, it is a yes to any sort of question that I've kind of missed here, or anything pertaining to the reading. Like, if you're like, well, what about this? And I haven't really touched on it. Two aces means yes, go for it. Like, that's a go, that's a yes. It's a yes. We've got the Seven of Wands and the Lovers here as well. Seven of Wands is a card about defending your position. I feel like you need to lax up on that a bit, right? I always say with the Seven of Wands that this person here is trying to come at you in sort of attack mode. Like, hey, this is, me defending my position. Versus the person here is defenseless. They have both their hands up, like as like a stop. Like, please, no, I mean no harm, that kind of a thing. And that's what I'm saying here. Is like, you need to kind of not be in attack mode and just going after people and stuff. You need to be more of a like defend your position, and more like accepting that maybe people aren't, this isn't as threatening as it is, or you can't accept help, or, sometimes people are just there to see what's going on too, right? It's not necessarily like they're trying to attack you or tell you what you're doing is wrong or anything like that. It's just, you need some support sometimes. So don't be in attack mode just because, things aren't going your way. We also got the Lovers here. Maybe if you have a partner, if you have a soulmate type connection in your life, maybe you need to ask them for some help here, right? Or maybe this is what you've been working towards all this time. You're working towards love. You've been working towards that kind of soulmate connection, possibly. So I like that. Hopefully, this connection will be awesome. It'll be everything you want, and you'll, be a little, I don't want to say humbler, but a little more understanding that, that you don't have to do everything on your own, that people can help you out, or at least, or this person, your partner, can help you out a ton to help you move forward in a better way. So that's awesome. So let's take a look. Thank you so much for making it this far, but let's take a look at your oracle card to tie everything off. I hope this has been helping you out. Hope this has been resonating with you, Scorpio. This is seems like it might be a bit of a challenging week for you. Okay, we got a pop out. It seems like it might be a challenging week for you, but I feel like you can get through it. You just need to kind of, be willing to ask for help. We got the vulture spirit here saying nothing is wasted. There is no such thing as wasted time when you do something you enjoy. That's, usually what I think of when I think something's a waste. But vultures don't waste anything, right? When an animal dies, the vultures will eat it. And even if there's just that little bit left on the bone, the vultures will eat that as well, right? It doesn't matter how much is left on. Doesn't matter how much of an animal carcass is left. The vultures will go after it, right? And that's to say, nothing is wasted. I feel like this experience is not going to be a waste. It's not going to be a waste of time. You being here, being like, oh well, I spend all this time doing this the wrong way, apparently. It's like, no, that's okay. This has just been a learning experience. If you're willing to learn, you're willing to take from this and look at this in a positive way, rather than looking at a negative way and being like, oh, well, this was such a waste of time and I hate it. And, I could have been doing this. I'd be so much further ahead. Instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive. It's like, okay, I learned something new here. And from now on, I'm going to approach every situation like that. Is there another way to do this other than the ways I know? Is there another approach? Because do I know someone or know someone who has a different alternative here to help me work through this, rather than just sitting there kind of banging your head off the wall? So that's pretty good. I like that, Scorpio. If you want to help out the channel though, Scorpio, you can always leave a like down below. You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can share this video, check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one, Scorpio. Thank you again for being here, Scorpio, and I hope to see you in the next video.